it's time. Welcome to the February 23rd, 2026 meeting of the Florissant City Council. Please stand and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. City Clerk, please call the roll.
O'Donnell.
Here.
Pagano. Here. Parson. Siam. Here. Harris.
Here.
Manganelli. Here. Egan. Here. Caputa. Here. Shildroth. Here.
Thank you. Before we move on, I'd like to move to amend the agenda to add a special presentation, including a proclamation. Seconded by Egan. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is the approval of minutes. Are there any corrections or additions to the meeting minutes or executive meeting minutes of February 9th, 2026? Hearing none. Councilman O'Donnell moves to approve the minutes, seconded by Councilman Siam. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Meeting minutes are approved. Okay. Now we will have our next item is a special presentation. This is a proclamation honoring Dr. Karen Goodwin for many, many years of service. I guess let's all go. Are you going to read from it there? Oh, let's go up. Can we all get together up front here? Celebrate Dr. Goodwin. Okay.
You want to read it? You should have read it. But you could have. Is it on? Am I on? Oh, good.
Very pretty.
Well, I am honored to do that, my friend. So, Karen Goodwin has devoted more than 20 years to municipal service, beginning her career as city clerk in Ferguson before accepting the position of city clerk for Florissant in 2002, where she faithfully led the department for 23 years and shaped the city clerk's office into a model of stability, organizations, and excellence. Whereas Karen was selected as the recipient of the Outstanding City Clerk Award presented by Missouri City Clerks and Finance Officers Association at its annual spring conference in Columbia, and was previously honored as Outstanding Clerk of the Year in 2021, reflecting her exceptional leadership and commitment to professional excellence. And whereas her dedication to the public service extended beyond City Hall through her involvement with MOCC FOA and the International Institute of Municipal Clerks. Her continued academic achievement, including degrees from Tarkio College, Tarkio. That's Tarkio? I'll be darned. I'm sorry. It's not spelled right. University of Missouri St. Louis and Walden University, and her service to the community through the Fall Festival and Healing Fields 9/11 Memorial. And whereas in retirement, she continues to support and mentor municipal leaders across Missouri as education director for MOCC FOA and as instructor at Missouri State University. Now, therefore, I, Timothy J. Lowry, Mayor of the City of Florissant, Missouri, and members of the Florissant City Council do hereby recognize and commend Karen Goodwin for her outstanding service, integrity, and lasting contributions to the City of Florissant and the state of Missouri. And be it further proclaimed that we extend our sincere gratitude and best wishes upon her retirement, celebrating a distinguished career dedicated to the excellence in public service. So. We have flowers. We have flowers. But our speeches are up on the dais. Do you want to say what they're about? No? From the bottom, if you have things to say, would you like to go now?
So I'll start. Karen, I've been here for probably, what? You want to do it first? Or you want us to go? Okay. They want to go up there. Okay, let's go up there. Let's go up there and talk. All right.
You stand here while we applaud you. That's all.
I could have either went without my notes.
Is the recipient of the proclamation here this evening? Hey. Okay. Okay, we'll start from the end down here with Manganelli, and then we'll work our way this way.
Thank you, Mr. President. Karen, I just want to say thank you for all your years of help. Myself and Councilman O'Donnell, we got thrust into this position as being appointed and would have been greatly lost right from the beginning if it wasn't for your help and your continued support to this whole council, forever. It's just been greatly appreciated. And I greatly appreciate all the help that you've given myself and us throughout the years. Thank you.
Okay. Next is Councilman Egan.
Thank you very much. Karen, I think if you described your job, it'd probably be cat herder. Because keeping us in line is probably very much like herding cats. And that your responsibilities are not only to make sure that everything the city clerk's office is doing correct, but also to make sure that we're coloring between the lines as well. And when you have people on this, like myself on this dais, who are a little bit stubborn and sometimes don't want to listen to the rules, we have to do it anyway. So I wish you the best in the coming years. I want to congratulate you on your retirement. And I also want to thank you for your work on the Fall Festival. And that is we don't pay you anything extra for that, but it is a tremendous chore, and it does not go unnoticed. Thank you and good luck in the future.
Councilwoman Pagano.
So we were going down the line. What?
We'll come back.
All right.
Go ahead.
Well, Dr. Karen, see, this page is long.
There's no light.
I will not make you cry, I promise. I still think I'm in a bit of denial that you're actually doing this and leaving us. And I know City Hall's pretty lost right now without you, considering I have already had to stop myself a few times from calling you to ask how to do something. Or we just did in Jeff City, who has the tax exempt letter? I don't know, I'll call Karen. So you are my go-to. And things will not be the same without you, but your impact will definitely stick around. I truly appreciate all you've done for me. From the first day I was elected, you welcomed me with a smile and a genuine willingness to help me navigate this position, teaching me Robert's Rules of Law, how to use the buttons on the dais, how to find things on my iPad, and reminding me what my passwords were, allowing me to vent, and creating cheat sheets, and so much more. I can't count how many times I walked into your office or called you with a problem or a question, and you always were there with patience, kindness, wisdom, and a solution. Most of all, Karen, I want you to know how much I admire you. I honestly don't know how you do it all and do it all so well. Earning your doctorate while caring for your family, working full-time, planning the Mayor's Ball, the Fall Festival, teaching, running your pottery business, and somehow managing the 9 of us on the council with a great attitude and a smile. Honestly, it's impressive and a little intimidating. And beyond everything else, thank you for your friendship. We have shared so many stories and laughs throughout the years, and I am truly blessed to have you in my life. I wish you nothing but the very best in this next chapter, because you deserve it. Love you, my friend. Okay, next.
Councilman Caputa.
Thank you, Mr. President. Yes, Karen, thank you for everything you have done throughout the years for the city of Florissant and plus for myself. I know, like Mr. Egan said, kind of keep us on our toes and make sure we do the right thing, say the right things. And I appreciate what you have helped me throughout the years on things, and good luck on your retirement. Congratulations, you deserve it. You will be missed. And wish you the best and the luck for your endeavors in the rest of your life. Thank you.
Councilman Childress.
Thank you, Mr. President. Karen, the first time we met was in '02, and I walked up the steps and said, yeah, I'm here to get my petition to run for council. And you couldn't have been nicer. And I owe a lot to you, my longevity in this chair, to you. Everybody says, oh, Keith, you do a good job. Well, I do a good job because people like Karen get answers to questions and problems solved, and people sent to the right department and questions answered and all kinds of things. I could not have made it without you. There is no way impossible. When I was president for 2 years, you really helped me a lot navigate the waters. Two totally different people that we were working for, and I couldn't be the president the second time around the way I was the president for the first time I was president, if that makes sense. I want to thank you for everything. Enjoy your retirement. I mean, we've done everything from pit bulls to chicken wings. And you guided me through those two issues and all kinds of other ones, and offered me guidance and experience and knowledge that I will never forget. Thank you.
I think my story starts the same way. Coming to pick up a packet, 2018, very cold that January, and just the friendly face, the reassurance, and that's, I think, to everybody, just very genuine, but also and friendly, but also an expert for sure, among experts. When I started going to other events throughout Missouri, actually, and then you start talking about Florissant, and if you say Karen Goodwin, people are going to know who that is, especially the city clerks throughout the state, because you've influenced not only our operation, but across the state, and continue to do so. And I know you continue to be involved in that. So thank you, because I think that is important in public bodies, public districts. Transparency is so important. And you see the difference. I think I see the difference behind the scenes of sort of how you keep it together in that way, and that you believe in it and you believe that it's the right thing to do, versus sometimes I see other organizations, and I just have come to appreciate the expertise in that area, and you keep us on track with that legally, but also just, that goes a long way with our constituents as well. So thank you so much. Look forward to hopefully continue to see you do great things. Congratulations on your doctorate, your sustainability study. Even learned about that. So thank you so much. Councilman O'Donnell.
Thank you, Mr. President. Karen, thank you for everything you have done for the city. Thank you for everything you have done for the council. And thank you for everything you have done for me personally. When this retired pharmacist turned funeral director suddenly showed up here as a politician, was pretty green and helped me through a lot all through the beginning and even to this day. I wrote down some things that I thought would describe you in attributes, and this is a very partial list. You are professional, efficient, knowledgeable, eager, affable, approachable, caring, and giving. And if I had to describe how you carry yourself, I would say that it's more about not being concerned or preoccupied with who is right, but always focused on what is right. And in that regard, it was always, your actions were full of integrity. And in that fullness of integrity, I would say you are second to none. So thank you again. God bless you, and God be with you.
Councilman Siam.
Thank you, Mr. President. Hi, Karen. Unfortunately, personally, I had a really crazy day, so I didn't have a chance to write anything in advance, but I'll do my best here in any case. Like the other council members up here, I've had a great experience with you since the very beginning in terms of how welcoming and helpful you are and how you showed me the way, in terms of how to do everything and what is expected of me and that sort of thing, if that makes sense. And I always wondered how you did everything you did, how you keep track of all the service requests that we send in and send them back and everything like that. I probably wouldn't be able to do it. It's just way too much to keep track of. So it's a lot, and not only do you do that, but you also do it with a great attitude. You always have a smile, and you're always bringing us a lot of happiness and joy as well. So I appreciated all of that about you, and it's been great working with you for so many years now, about 11, so it's been quite a while. And so I also just wanted to wish you the best and a happy retirement and wish you the best for your next chapter in life. So thank you for everything.
Karen, thank you for everything. I certainly appreciate you as professionally and as a friend. I mean, we've really become close. You know, you took a guy that was spent 34 years in law enforcement, you transitioned him to City Hall, and that was not easy. And I can't imagine how many ledges that you talked me off of before I fell, and I certainly appreciate all that, because things in the law enforcement world are definitely different than the municipalities and the government world. But I really appreciate you being there and guiding me at that ship for me, and I certainly appreciate you. Appreciate the time you served the city of Florissant. You know how important it is to me. And you actually had the honor of serving under my father also, and he always appreciated you. I know sometimes it didn't seem that way, but he always did. But no, we definitely appreciated you and what you've done and for the city, and you'll never be forgotten. And I know we'll still see you around a lot because you're going to still be involved with the municipal league, and so we're certainly going to appreciate that. And thank you for what you've done to the community and everything you've done for the community. And I do want to welcome Micaiah, our new deputy city clerk. This is her first council meeting that she's serving at. So thank you, Micaiah, for being here, and thank you for taking the job. Highly recommended by Karen. Thank you.
All right, let's go. please state your name?
I think my name's been said quite a few times already. I did not write anything either, but I do want to thank you. This has been a wonderful career. Once I got to Florissant, I knew I didn't really want to go anywhere else. It's just been, city of Florissant is a beautiful city, and it really is, inside and out. This is the greatest council I have ever worked for, and Mayor, you are amazing. And I feel so good leaving now, because I think the city's in just wonderful hands. So thank you for everything you've done for me. Thank you for supporting us in our city clerk organization and our education along the way. Hopefully you will continue to do that for your new city clerk and your new deputy so that they can stay in this world for a long time too. So thank you so much. Love you guys.
The next item on the agenda is hearing from citizens. This is a time to speak to the council on any issue not necessarily on the agenda for 3 minutes. This is not a question and answer period. If you would like to speak to a council member or the mayor, please stay until after the meeting is over. If you are here to speak on a public hearing, please wait and speak when the public hearing is announced. Do we have any comment cards this evening? I see none. Okay. The next item on the agenda is communication. City Clerk, please read the communication.
Letter received from various residents on February 19th, 2026, encouraging quality of life policy.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda is public hearings. Public hearing number 2602009.
In accordance with 405125 of the Florissant Zoning Code, a public hearing will be held by the City Council of Florissant, Missouri in the council chambers at 955 Rue St. Francois on Monday, February 23, 2026 at 7:00 p.m. on the following proposition: to request for a special use for a restaurant with drive-through and repainting brick in a B3 extensive business district located at 2825 North Highway 67. Citizens will have an opportunity to be heard. Anyone with special needs should contact the city clerk at least 5 days before said public hearing by calling 839-7630 or email cityclerk@florissantmo.com.
Thank you. Is the petitioner present this evening? Please come forward. This is for Lee's Chicken, I believe. Welcome. Can you please state your name and your city?
Sure.
And then tell us about your project.
Sure. My name is Mark Hunter. I'm with Net Lease Properties. We're the developer for Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken. Our office is located at 100 Forest Park Boulevard, Fort Worth, Texas, 76110. Mr. President, members of the council, thank you for having me this evening. I'll keep my comments brief and more succinct than I was at the Planning Commission, but I would encourage you to ask any questions afterwards. There are several goals of ours with this project in front of you this evening. From a code perspective, this building was built in the 80s, which was prior to any special use permit, so we would be in compliance with that. We were not in compliance with an RTU screening ordinance, and so this would take care of that from a code perspective. From a tenant perspective and from a Lee's perspective, really two main objectives of ours, really to refresh the brand, refresh the building, to reinvigorate some energy onto the property. And number two is to right-size and modernize the site plan to meet the current business needs of Lee's Chicken. To touch a little bit more on the refresh, Lee's Chicken Corporate went through this big exhaustive design study, and the results and fruits of that are in front of you this evening as far as the architectural elevations. Gone are the red roof and white painted brick, and they're more modern and contemporary tones and colors that really speak to the brand. As far as the site plan is concerned, we are proposing this evening to remove the 5 parking spaces which were seldomly used on the north side of the site and replace that to extend the drive-through lane by 2 spaces. This is important for our business model. Right now, this location does 80% of their business through the drive-through window, and so really this is just, again, modernizing to what the current needs are. In addition to the additional stacking spaces, there would be an introduction of a walk-in cooler freezer element, so move that equipment out of the kitchen, allow for more technology and a greater use of that kitchen. So it's not just getting more cars into the stacking queue, it's also getting them through the line faster as well. I mentioned I'd keep my comments brief, so I'll stop there, but feel free to ask me any questions, and I do have the elevations and site plan available to pull up if we want to talk over them. Thank you.
Thanks. Councilman Sion.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you for coming this evening. I don't think I have a lot of questions, but I might have missed this if you said it. What color did you say the brick was going to be painted?
Great question. Let's pull up the elevation if that's okay.
Okay.
You should be able to plug that in there, and it would show up on the screen. If you're trying to show it from your computer.
Yes.
Okay.
I was able to do this at the Planning Commission, so let's see if I'm able to do it again.
Let's see. Yeah. It's gonna work.
Gotta find the right one. Yeah. Okay, that'd be great. Got it. Okay. So, the Sherwin-Williams color is,
It's not.
there's warm apple crisp, iron ore,
For some reason, it didn't pop up. Here we go. Let's just see if it. Oh, that's a good idea. See, we're already getting lost here. Now, this was included in our packet, so, so we have seen this, but it'd be nice if everyone could see it.
Sure,
Thank you for your patience, everyone.
of course.
You want it on documents?
There we go, okay. So this white is warm winter. This, well, apple crisp color is warm apple crisp. This is iron ore, this darker gray. And then there's a yellow over the drive-through window. That's a Rayo del Sol, just a splash of color here.
Okay, yeah, I think I can picture it. So I appreciate that.
Of course.
Sorry to make you go through all the
No,
trouble.
sorry I broke your machine.
Okay, so the other question is, I did see that you were planning to close the store down for a while, and do you know when that might be and how long it would be, and when you anticipate this project being finished?
Yeah, great question. And actually, the goal is really to not shut down operations. So we would do it in stages where the exterior first, get the painting done, and then come back in and, at night and try to reduce the impact of the business as much as we possibly can. We're working on our design documents right now. All that's to say, we'd like to start this in April, I think, if all goes well with building plan review.
Okay, so you're planning to do like night work instead of like painting while there are cars in drive-through and people walking in and out? And
I
stuff
can't
like
promise that there won't be some of that, but yeah, we're going to try to minimize the impact to the operations. Yes, sir.
Okay. And last question, you mentioned about the walk-in freezer. Are you like separating that from the building and putting it somewhere else, or did I not understand that correctly?
Sure. So no, the element that you see here, that's the walk-in cooler freezer. It will look contiguous with the building elevation, and it'll match the same colors and brick scheme, so you won't even know it's there. But it'll be it's not. There's not a corridor that will connect them. It's an exterior open door, but it will be, from an elevations perspective, it'll look as contiguous.
Okay, I'm just trying to remember the building. It doesn't exist right now. It's something that would be added on.
That's
Okay.
correct, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, that's what I needed to get. Okay, that's all I have for now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any other comments or questions from the council? Councilman Childress.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. Hunter. You said you're losing 5 parking spaces. Is that going to help with the stacking?
Yes, sir.
Is that the theory? Okay. In the dining room space, isn't going to change at all?
No. It will not minimize in size. We're going to do a refresh there as well. So new paint, new tile probably, but really just a refresh, but not an expansion or a contraction of that space.
And what did you say the percentage of the business was drive-through? Like
80%.
80%?
Yes.
Okay. I know you've been there a long time.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. That's all I had, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Are the hours changing of the business? Okay. I see in here it says 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Does that sound right?
That is what they are currently, and we did amend that as part of the planning commission to reflect what the current operating hours are.
Okay. And then also it says the owner shall provide 25-year warranty on the corrugated metal panel.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, we were able to track that down. I was able to track that down from the supplier, and that will come with the building. We'll supply that with the building plans, but we were able to provide that.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I guess the last thing I'd say is I know you're just the engineer. You're probably not operating the day-to-day basis, but hopefully keeping the parking lot cleaned up and all that.
Yes, sir.
Is something we always like to see. So I haven't heard any complaints about that. So so it must be going okay there.
That's good. Thank you,
All
sir.
right. Councilman Caputa. Your
Thank
light
you,
was
Mr.
on.
President.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah. You should be on.
Nope, nothing.
Well, the microphone's on though. There you
All
go.
right, my light's burnt out.
Yep.
Thank you
Yes,
for
sir.
coming this evening. My question is, do you use local contractors for your rehab in the building, or do you use a general contractor that's nationwide, that's?
Good question. So we are working exclusively with a local contractor to the St. Louis market that specializes in these kind of restaurants, J.E. Foster. They do a lot of kind of fast food restaurants across St. Louis. So we're working exclusively with them. We're not planning on outsourcing any of the subcontractor work. We've not gotten down to that stage yet, but I presume, as most of our jobs have been, they will be local to St. Louis contractors.
Because I like to see you guys come in, and this is me personally, to use signatory contractors with the St. Louis Building Trades, and possibly with minority contractors with the building trades also.
Okay.
I'd be very appreciative of that. All right, thank you, that's all I have.
I don't see any more comments or questions from the council, so thank you for answering our questions.
Of course. Again, sorry about the technical issue.
Okay. And as you leave the stand there, I'm going to call for other people
Yes,
to
sir.
come up and ask questions. Thank you. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to comment on this public hearing? Okay. Seeing no comments, Councilman Cyan moves to close this public hearing, seconded by Councilwoman Pagano. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The public hearing is closed. Public hearing number 260210.
In accordance with 405135 of the Florissant Zoning Code, a public hearing will be held by the City Council of Florissant, Missouri in the council chambers at 955 Rue St. Francois on Monday, February 23, 2026 at 7:00 p.m. on the following proposition: to amend Ordinance 8297 for a financial institution, bank with drive-through facilities in a B5 planned commercial district located at 2180 North Highway 67. Citizens will have an opportunity to be heard. Anyone with special needs should contact the city clerk at least 5 days before said public hearing by calling 839-7630 or email cityclerk@florissantmo.com.
Is the petitioner present for Central Trust Bank? All right.
Yes.
Thank you for being here.
Awesome.
Okay, when you're ready, would you state your name and your city and then tell us about your project?
Yep. Hi, I'm Drake Johnston with Bax Engineering, 221 Point West Boulevard, St. Charles, Missouri, here to represent the developer. The proposed project is east of the southeast corner of Waterford and Lindbergh Boulevard, as you can see on the map. It's nestled in between the U.S. Bank and Rallies. The site currently hosts a McAllister's restaurant that has recently closed, and the subject property is about 1.29 acres and has an existing zoning of B5 planned commercial. The neighboring properties to the east, west, and south are all zoned B5 or C3 commercial zoning, and the neighboring uses in the area are almost entirely commercial. The proposed project will consist of renovating the old McAllister's building into a central bank. The exterior elevations would remain largely the same with some minor paint touch-ups, and the elevation should have been provided as well. The necessary touch-ups to the paint and other areas will be made as needed, but will overall match the existing structure. The largest change to the building would be the signage and the removal of the exterior cooler, as it would no longer be needed. And the site would have slight modifications as well, removing some parking spaces, but there are plenty of other parking spaces available on site. We will be adding a drive-through window and ITM. If you don't know what that is, just a smart ATM with a teller. And we will be adjusting the parking along Lindbergh as well to provide the ADA spaces that we would be removing. So with that, I'll open it up to any questions that you may have.
Councilman Siam.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you for coming tonight. I think my main questions are going to be concerning the drive-through arrangement that you have. I have a few questions about that.
Mm-hmm.
So are you going to, and I'm trying to picture this as I look at it, but are you going to have like signs by the entrances from the streets on Lindbergh or on North Waterford? How do you, or are you going to have painted arrows on the parking lot? Like, how do you expect traffic to kind of go around and enter the drive-through lane?
Yeah, so in the exit portion, typically we would stripe it saying do not enter and likely have some kind of signage, just so people aren't driving through the drive-through in the wrong direction. But typically with a bank, it sees very little traffic through the drive-through to the ATMs, maybe 1 or 2 cars at most at a time. So we don't typically anticipate that being an issue. Hopefully that answers your question.
You partially answered it, I think. Well, you said you were going to put do not enter like in the opposite direction where cars are leaving the drive-through. So that was actually one of my questions. Like if you have a car exiting the drive-through and going towards Lindbergh, and then you have a car turning in from Lindbergh, like we just want to make sure like they're not on some kind of a collision course, right? Like if somebody is going to park in those first few spaces next to the building, like I don't know if that would create any kind of a conflict or not.
I would assume it wouldn't. This site has served a bank a restaurant in the past, McAllister's, and I believe a Bob Evans before that, and there was parking all along this strip. So those two parking spaces there are existing. We'd be adding an island and removing some of the parking in that area. So there's a pretty large area, drive aisle width. I believe the minimum width is 22 feet, and it's actually closer to about 30. So there's plenty of maneuverability area in there.
Okay, so just to be sure, cars could either come from North Waterford, or they could come from Lindbergh, and they could just go around one of those aisles and come back around to
Correct.
the back. Okay. Okay, and when do you expect to have this project completed and the bank open? Do you have a feel for that?
Ideally, we would be through the permitting process within the next 2 months or so, and it is a pretty minimal, at least outside of the building, a pretty minimal change to the site, so that should go very quickly. I can't speak to architecturally how long that'll take, but ideally it would be before the end of the summer.
Okay. Thank you. That's all I have for now.
Councilman Manganelli.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Johnson, thank you for coming tonight. Actually, I just want to state that my questions that I would have would be for the leadership of the bank, of which you would not be able to answer. So hopefully, for subsequent readings, maybe somebody could be here for that. That's all I have. Thank you.
Mine might be for the leadership as well, but I'm wondering, are there plans to open more banks in North County that you know about coming? I think there's one in Ferguson, and then most of the other locations are clustered around mid-county.
Yeah, I actually personally am doing another one in St. Louis County, Oakville, and then I just completed one in St. Peters, Missouri, and we've done a few in the Wentzville area. So they're kind of creeping up here and there, but I don't, at this time, know of any other plans besides those ones.
Do you know if they sometimes try to open up like standalone ATMs to support like the network?
I believe they have explored that in the past, but more so trying to open up in kind of like a strip mall area and then adding freestanding ATMs sort of out, kind of near the road, which you might typically see. But other than that, I don't know of that.
This ITM, as you refer to it, is that the only ATM outside of the bank? And is that in the drive-through, or is it like a walk-up kind of
Yeah, so there is, and it's kind of hard to see, but the innermost lane closest to the building, that's going to be the teller window, and then where that island is where the ITM would be, and that would be the only ATM that I know of outside of the building.
Okay, thank you. Councilman Caputa.
Thank you, Mr. President. Yeah, welcome. My question is, do you also use local contractors?
Typically, yes, we would. We'd open it up to bid for any contractors in the area, but yes, typically they would be local.
Like I said before, and I'm just myself here, that I like to see you guys use signatory contractors with St. Louis Building Trades, and possibly even, if you can, use a minority signatory contractors. We'd be really appreciative if
I'll pass it along.
you pass that along, please. Thank you. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being here this evening, explaining the project.
All right, awesome. Thank you.
And before we close this public hearing, is there anyone in the audience who would like to comment on this hearing? Seeing none, Councilman Siam moves to close this public hearing, seconded by Councilman Manganelli. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried. This public hearing is closed. The next item on the agenda is old business. The first item is bills for second reading. Bill number 10182. Councilman Childrath moves for a second reading. Seconded by Councilman Caputa. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
Ordinance authorizing a special use permit 10182 to Kalpesh Patel Dandeep LLC, doing business as Baymont by Wyndham, to operate a hotel and lodging at 307 Dunn Road, Florissant, Missouri 63033, in the B3 Extensive Business District.
Councilman Childrath moves for a third reading, seconded by Councilwoman Pagano. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
Ordinance authorizing a special use permit 10182 to Kalpesh Patel Dandeep LLC, doing business as Baymont by Wyndham, to operate a hotel and lodging at 307 Dunn Road, Florissant, Missouri 63033, in a B3 Extensive Business District.
Before the final vote is taken, is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on this bill? Hearing none, clerk, please poll the council for the final vote.
O'Donnell. Yes. Pagano. Yes. Siam. Yes. Harris.
Yes.
Manganelli.
Yes.
Egan.
Yes.
Caputa.
Yes.
Shildroth.
Yes.
Bill number 10182 passes and becomes ordinance number 9177. Substitute Bill number 10183. Councilwoman Pagano moves to accept the substitute bill. Seconded by Caputa. Oh, you'd like to, before? And you want to talk now, or just open for discussion first? Okay. Okay. So we should get that on the floor first, and then we can talk about it, right? Okay, so it's, so Councilman Caputa seconds to accept the substitute bill. Any discussion? Here's the discussion. Councilwoman Pagano.
Yes, I'm sorry. I would like to amend the rules and ask if the petitioner come up. I just have a question.
Okay, so Councilwoman Pagano moves to suspend the rules to invite the petitioner forward. Seconded by Councilman Egan. Is the petitioner present this evening for Turning Point Music Group? Okay. We have suspended the rules because we want to engage a little bit more on this. So would you come forward, sir? Thank you. Appreciate you being here again tonight. Okay. Please state your name and city for the record.
Sam Brooks, CEO of Turning Point Music Group. 1 second.
Okay.
Ms. Karen, you don't probably remember this, but I've had salons in Florissant for over 10 years, and you've always been great. So thank you, and I hope that people say what they say about you, about me, when I'm done.
Wonderful. Okay.
Okay.
Councilwoman Pagano.
Am I on?
You're on.
The lights aren't working. I just have a few questions, again, about hours of operations. So what exactly is your plan on the hours for some reason?
The plans are from 10 to 6, Monday through Thursday, well, Sunday through Thursday, and then 10 to 8, Friday and Saturday. And then if we have special clients, then we'll schedule those times whenever they are available, because we do have quite a few people, like 3 on 4 Day is coming up. I know that we were not going to be ready for that, but I know that some of the artists that are going to be in town are going to be looking to record, and that will probably be late, but we're not set up for that yet. So it'll be a couple months before we even are ready for something like that. But normally it'll be business hours, and then we'll have our own special clients. The purpose really is to give the opportunity for guys to come in and get the quality service at a cheaper price during those hours, and then we can really work on basically our clients, which are some of the artists that already have deals and stuff like that. So.
Okay, so I guess that's still where some confusion lies. If you're open till 8 on Fridays, but then the special clients come in, what time are they leaving?
Well, it could be, normally a session is 2 hours. It could sometimes be a little longer than that, but normally it's 2 hours. So say they were in town, they had a show, and normally the show ends, the last show was the thing at the Savage Center. It ended around 12:30, 1 o'clock. So they may want to come at that time, and then it may be 2 hours. It may be 3, 4 o'clock in the morning before we get out of there.
Okay, I believe this is where I'm having my problem. Okay? With people coming and going and not having a definite close time. I do this for our law enforcement officers, that they go up, there's people up there that aren't supposed, they're thinking you're closing at 8, now all of a sudden it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and we have a full house. I don't know, maybe our city attorney can help me out with like the hour part, that like no one in the building after a certain time, or how do I go about that?
So right now, it says hours of operation may vary based on client needs. So if you are suggesting that you want specific set hours, you would need to amend that similar to how you would a restaurant.
Okay.
That describes specific hours.
I would like to hear from my colleagues on this and just see, maybe I'm totally off base.
No.
But I worry. I know we have a retired law enforcement officer. I'd like to just see what he thinks, or,
I totally get it, but with those clients, it'd be a very private, very kind of like quiet, secret type situation. It wouldn't be a bunch of people. They come in, they get the work done, and they're on to the next city because they're working. So while they're in cities, they try to collaborate with, because I consider myself a public servant, because I try to, when there's opportunities there, if someone deserves the opportunity, I try to create that opportunity while in the moment, because you can miss it sometimes, and that can be your time where your thing can really take off. So it's hourly, and then for those special people, I don't know if we had Bruno Mars, and I probably couldn't tell him no if it was 1 o'clock in the morning. I probably had to tell him yeah. Come on.
If he came up, you just call and we'll just make special accommodations. But, oh shoot, I lost my train. So the videos that you create and things like that, are they all done in-house, like with backdrops, or are they outside? Are they in the parking lot?
They're backdrops. What we do is we take artists that come in that don't really have a plan, and we kind of give them a plan. So we do what we call media training. So all of that stuff, they leave with all of that film, so they can kind of like look at what they're doing and what it looks like, and then that's when the management part comes in. We'll help them along the way if they decide to come back. If they want to record, that's fine, but if they don't want all the other stuff that we offer, that's fine too, but still that kind of piece is there. So we kind of record everything from their video, from the time they walk in the door to the time they leave, the whole experience. And then content creation is a big thing in today's market, so that also gives them content for whatever social media page they're on, because what people want to see is you working. So the serious people, they work a lot, and they want to show that they are working and creating and things like that. So.
Right. So are videos shot outside? Like, would you have videos out in the parking lot?
No. Most of our artists, the videos are on location. So we use Create Place a lot. We use Utopia on the south side. They're big, huge buildings with all different types of setups, and then we do a lot of location shots. We do a lot of the art stuff, and we just kind of try to catch. I'm just so St. Louis, so we try to catch St. Louis. You can get a green screen to make anywhere, that look like anywhere, but the actual being out and interacting with the people, mainly in the building, it would just be for content creation. That's something that they can leave with. We don't necessarily shoot videos. It's kind of like you're being filmed while you're here, and we'll give you the media training if you want that. We ask the questions and kind of walk them through it, and all that stuff is important. It's really important if you're serious about what you're doing.
Thank you. That's it for now. I don't know if anybody else has a question or would like to chime in on timing. Would be great. I could use some help here.
There are a couple other lights on. Councilman Egan.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good evening, Mr. Brooks.
Good evening.
Do you have other businesses in town currently?
Barbershops, yes.
And you have one or two of them?
Two.
Two of them. Are those at 12677 New Halls Ferry and 12739 New Halls Ferry?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What, in the past, your recording aspect of your life has been involved with Phillips recordings, is that what you told us
Yes,
last time?
yes.
Do you have a relationship with Phillips?
Yeah, he was one of my main producers kind of when I started. He kind of started in his house, so again, consider myself a public servant. He wanted to actually get into a building because you can't really maximize. You got people coming to your house, so to kind of get out there. So he's 3.5 years in now. He's doing pretty good.
Okay, and as I recall, last time you said that there is some rap music, but you're rhythm and blues, gospel, even children's stuff, right?
Yeah.
Very good. Who is Chic Stars?
He was one of the barbers that actually worked at the barbershop slash wannabe, I guess rapper, entertainer, whatever. So I was very surprised to see that he had kind of put up some stuff on his page about Turning Point, and that is not our image at all. So
What is his real name?
what is his real name? What is his real name? Rashid Smith, I believe.
Are you still affiliated with him?
Not at all.
Because at one point in time, correct me if I'm wrong, but there was something where at one of the barbershops you were trying, or someone was trying to bring a recording studio into the barbershop?
Yeah,
Did we get, and I think the city gave you a cease and desist
Yeah, he
order?
actually went on film and said, he went on his page and put out that we were
Yeah.
opening up studios and all. He had nothing to do with Turning Point Music. We were redoing the barbershop because I wanted to personalize I had them all out in the open, so I kind of personalized the barbers, stylists, and then we created a couple private rooms for braiding and somebody wanted to do something else.
Okay, as I saw on the, I think that you wanted to create extra spaces for different services.
Exactly.
And was
exactly.
one of those recording?
No, never recording at all.
Never-
recording. He put that out there, and I had a couple
But
choice
the
words.
city did give a cease and
Yes,
desist order on
yes.
that.
And then they came back and we straightened it all out. He's not affiliated with me at all. He was just one of the barbers that was at the, he was actually one of the guys I kicked out of the barbershop when I redid it.
Okay. Did he actually, when he was in your barbershop, did he have a business license with you?
He's had his own personal barber's license from Barber College, but not a
So he was
business
renting a
license.
chair from you, which is fairly common?
Yes, sir.
And did he have a business license through the city of Florissant at the time?
I am not sure.
I don't think so.
I have-
We can check on that, but I'm going to answer it for you, I think.
Yeah, all of those guys are gone, so.
So, when looking on, I told you last time I was a cop for 40 years.
Yeah.
And we had a recording studio in my town, and I wasn't a fan of it. One of the reasons because of the hours. But I got to be honest, I looked at some of the videos from Phillips today, and I think you actually worked on a song Chic Star song by the name of Big Ape, because it has right when I pulled up, it says Turning Point Music. That was one of yours, right?
That was something that he did that Miss Irving made me aware of. I had no idea he did that.
So you had nothing to do with it?
No, he took some stuff, videoed the place, and then put it out. I was totally
And
caught
it's a
off
horrible
guard by
video,
that.
you know that.
Yeah, I was totally off guard. That is, if you go on Turning Point's page, you'll see how we do things. That was complete. I didn't even have any idea that was how that. If Miss Irving wouldn't have called me or sent me an email, I wouldn't even known about that. I was very mad
I'm
about
going to
that.
describe it for the record. It was nothing but guns.
Yeah, it was very.
And a lot of shooting, or pretend like you're going to
Yeah,
shoot.
that is-
And I just, in this culture we have right now of being in a very violent region,
Yeah.
I mean, that's horrible.
It was absolutely terrible.
That's horrible.
It does not represent us at all.
Well, the one on your Facebook page with the 4 ladies in the car, was that yours?
Facebook? No, we're not. We're just on Instagram right now, Turning Point. We're not on Facebook at all.
Okay.
Yeah, that's him too. So we're not on Facebook at all.
I'm just going to tell you that I have some tremendous concerns after seeing the Chic videos. I think I saw 3 of them.
Yeah.
One definitely said Phillips Studio. I didn't know if you worked with that one. One absolutely said Turning Point Music.
Yeah, I was.
It absolutely said that, and I'm going to be honest, they were appalling.
Absolute.
And I'm not a prude. They were
Absolute
horrible.
Mess.
I would suggest that I would be willing to entertain earlier hours. That would that was one of the problems in where I work, where we saw where people would gather out on the parking lot and till 4 or 5 o'clock morning. I understand there's some, hey, that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion.
Councilman Manganelli.
Thank you, Mr. President. Excuse me. I too am, concerned about the hours. And somebody, after the last meeting, somebody reached out to me who had experience in the entertainment industry, being to many studios. I guess my question is, the smoking and the drinking, you say, I think you made a statement that you may not be able to control it outside, or do you have any, or?
Well, it'll definitely be a non-smoking, non-drinking facility. Now, I can't control what they do on their way there or when they leave, but they won't be allowed to smoke, drink in or on the property. I mean, you can't stand outside, you can't stand at the back door, you can't do anything. I would ask them not to even sit in their cars to do that. If you need to do that, way before you get, because I don't want any issues. We're trying to work, so this is like a long time coming. So I can't have any of that.
Okay, so that's my question. If you're going to police the parking
And
lot
I would
to
be
make-
there every day myself. So I'm not having that.
Okay. Will you rent the studio out to, say, podcasting and things like?
We were kind of thinking about doing our own. We were going to call it Turning Point Conversations, and we were kind of going to talk about everything that's going on in the entertainment scene around St. Louis, and then give local artists a chance to come on and kind of talk about their music just for our content and our page. So as far as renting it out to other people, that's something we could possibly do, but it would take more of them handling our equipment and stuff like that. So I'm not really sure about that part yet, because we're just kind of set up to do everything Turning Point does, and then they leave with that as far as a product, not something they can come in and rent and use and do whatever they want to do with. We kind of want to control how it goes.
Okay. That's all I have. Thank you.
Councilman Childress.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Brooks, I want to cut right to the chase. I'd like to see you do really well there, but can you live with, if we did a midnight thing, is that going to handcuff you? Is it going to be a deal breaker?
It's not a deal breaker, but if we have, for instance, I have an artist right now. I've been talking to record labels for 2 weeks straight about signing a deal for him. So he's really popular in St. Louis now, so I'm trying to figure out the best time to record because I want to take him somewhere and other people are there because he is well known. So try not to create the frenzy. So those moments would be private. So for people like that, I would ask that we could be in a little later. But as far as the public is concerned, 6 o'clock Monday through Thursday and 8 o'clock Friday and Saturday. 10 to 8 Friday and Saturday, 10 to 6 Sunday through Thursday.
And for these well-known artists, midnight's not going to fly. Is that what you're telling me?
Well, I mean, I have other friends who have places. My friend Mike over on the south side, Fat Buddha, and Shock City on the south side. I could take them there if it came to that. I have relationships with those guys.
Okay.
But I would, love to do it at our own house, but, we still get the tag for it, so.
Okay, thank you.
Councilman Egan.
Yeah, I had a follow-up question, excuse me. When Ms. Pagano asked you about filming, like on the videos, you indicated that you have, you go to a big building somewhere has all these. Well, on the one I was talking about, Big Ape, it sure looked like Plush Lounge to me. It looked like the outside of Plush Lounge with guys were running around with guns and pointing at each other. Was that Plush? Was that?
Again, I don't know anything about that. I didn't have anything to do with that. That was a separate project between Philip and Thomas. I didn't even know about that, like, again, until Ms. Irving told me about
When did she
it.
tell you about this?
She sent me an email, and she sent me
Yeah.
his Instagram page. So I went on it instantly, and I called her. I was like, what is going on? She's like, what is going on? So I was like, I don't have no idea about any of this. So they collaborated. They do their own thing that has nothing to do with Turning Point Music Group.
But it had your name on it.
Yeah, I know. I was very
4 o'clock,
mad
I
about
looked at
that.
it, 4 o'clock
Yeah,
today.
I was
It had
very
Turning
mad about
Point, and I thought, well, 2 weeks ago down in Ferguson, we had 5 young men get in a shootout and kill a rideshare driver. Happened to be my cousin. Just got me caught.
Oh, wow.
5 young men got all pulled out guns. A week before that, in the very same street on Canfield Drive in Ferguson, an 18-year-old guy pulled out a gun and killed a guy who honked at him. So I'm really worried about the gun violence, and I see that, I'll be very honest, I see you got a product with your name on it is running around Plush Lounge in the alley pointing guns at each other and filming this. And it was horrible. I can't pull away from that.
Yeah,
I just know if it was Joe Egan's name on that, I'd have had it done off there. I'd have got the attorney to get a cease and desist order. But as of right now, the only thing I can see is your name on that particular.
I immediately told him to take it down. I looked, and that wasn't on there, but I know now that you said Facebook, he's on Facebook. He's on, what's the other one?
I mean, I can't pull it up and play it because it's too violent for this.
Twitter, what's the other one? Threads. I'm like, what is going on? So
Yeah, me
please
too.
take I am not associated with Chic Star in any type of way. He was one of the barbers who worked at the barbershop that ran it a mess, and he's gone. So he has no affiliation whatsoever with Turning Point Music Group, and I'm very, very upset about that, because I think that's why we're going through this whole process now.
With me it is, and that's why I would entertain a very latest, a midnight, at the very latest, and that's all I have. Thank you, Mr. President.
Councilman Manganelli?
Thank you, Mr. President. I have one quick follow-up, too. I guess what I'm still having trouble with past midnight. And your reasoning is that you have a very famous performer. I know, seeing interviews with other, performers, their day starts at 5 in the morning. If you pulled somebody into your studio at 6 in the morning, I'm in bed. There's a lot of people that aren't going to be, that won't be around to give them any grief. So that's, like I said, is that an option?
Yeah, 12 is fine. I mean, we can do 12. Like I said, if it comes if it ever comes to that, we can just go to either Fat Buddha or Shock City. There's other places we can go. I don't. The quality of what we're going to be matching, those guys have that quality, and they have the privacy and all of that. So.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Councilwoman Pagano?
I'm back. To be honest with you, I am struggling with this. I'm with Mr. Shildroth. I want to succeed. To be honest, I've seen one of the videos. I have not seen them all, and it was late in the day. And it scared me. This is my hometown. I was born, raised, still live here. And it bothers me. And you're very close to, where I live. And if this is going on, I just am not real crazy about it. I would like to amend it that there is no one in that building after midnight. And that would probably be on the weekends, since those are the latest hours. And we go 10 to 6, Sunday through Thursday, which you requested that was it. And I'll give you the midnight on the weekends. And that's just my proposal.
I want to add a discussion real quick.
This?
Okay. So I hear you.
That's Turning Point right there.
This is your actual page, your official page here.
Yes,
Okay.
that's Turning Point.
So I am concerned for you about intellectual property. You know, I think this is something that happens in the internet sphere as far as people impersonating. Even though this is somebody you knew there were issues, you removed them from your business, right? You know, I can legitimately see this happening where someone would use your name and in fact, the businesses, as mentioned before, that there was maybe a video shot too. I mean, there are issues with that business as well.
Yeah.
So, so I feel for you on that. And it's not always as easy as it seems to clear the air on that kind of thing on
Very
the internet.
disappointing.
As far as hours are concerned, I'm going to push back a little bit, just because I'm thinking of the music industry, things that I've seen of interviews and stories on musicians, and you know, I can think of interviews where I've seen where, you know, they say, well, this just came to me. I was up at night writing lyrics, and then I called so-and-so, and I said, can we get in the studio, right? I have this, you know,
It does happen
this
like
this
that.
creative sort of, I have heard artists say that.
It does happen
And
like
then
that.
along with the whole vision of filming while they're in the studio, right? Because the process, the creative process of it, and then often, sometimes they'll go back to those videos and be creative with the videos because you're creating content.
Correct.
Right, which is huge business. So I
Correct.
think it's it's not a totally new business, but the way that it rolls out because of the internet and social media, and even the way that licensing happens, and even podcasts, you know, like you open up your Spotify, you have music, and a lot of times you have the video right there.
Yeah.
You know, so so it's incredibly creative, and so so I can what I'm trying to say is I can envision what you're saying, and I think it fits within the music industry legitimately.
Yes.
So I just wanted to say that. Are there any other comments? I know that there was, we do have a first and a second on accepting the substitute bill first, right? No.
That's the current motion.
Right, and we're in discussion. We suspended the rules, and now we need to call for everyone to either accept the substitute bill and then make amendments? Right.
Yes.
So I'm going to ask all in favor of accepting the substitute bill, say aye. Any opposed? Okay. The motion carries and the substitute bill is accepted. All right. So I think this is where if there are any amendments to the bill, we could discuss that right now. So Councilwoman Pagano, would you restate if you were going to make?
You know, I just don't even know what days. He's 10 to 6 Sunday through Thursday, 10 to 8 Friday and Saturdays.
Yes.
Those sound like regular hours.
Correct?
Yeah, regular hours, yes.
Right, it does, and I don't know.
So I think what he wants to do is by appointment outside of the regular hours.
Exactly.
So I guess the question is there a limitation to the hours that you would allow by appointment?
But I don't know what his appointments would be. I don't want anybody in the building past midnight.
Okay,
Can
so.
I just go that way? No matter.
So you're moving to limit the hours of anyone in the building, any occupancy after midnight, between the hours of,
Recording, no artist in the building at midnight.
Do you want there to be a limitation for 10 to 6 and 10 to 8 plus allowing by appointment but no later than midnight? Or are you just saying, let's add a provision that says no later than midnight?
Say that again.
So do you want to say, you know, hours are limited to 10 to 6 Sunday through Thursday and 10 to 8 Friday and Saturday, plus hours by appointment, but no later than midnight? Or do you just want to do the second part, which is no later than midnight?
I think I like the first one you said, keep these hours by appointment until midnight. No, any day I would go any day. By midnight,
I have a question. Would that include editing and production, mix and mastering? Can my producers do that after 12? Because they would be in the building by
producers
themselves.
are there?
Maybe one or two. They normally work together to edit and do all of that stuff, so.
And your equipment's there.
Yeah, and the equipment is there.
Computers.
So it would just be them in the building doing
Right.
the edits and mixing and mastering and stuff
Right.
like that.
You know, it's my fault. I'm not, I guess, into recording studio, that I know much about them, to tell you the truth. You know, I'm just going by what I've seen and what I've read. And,
Can I analogize it to a restaurant, which is that a restaurant's open to the public certain hours, but that staff might be there early
Right.
cooking and getting ready and things like that, or staying late, getting ready for the next day. So
I
it would
understand.
be, there could be a limitation on when customers are
Right.
present, if you'd
an
like to
employee, and
include
that's what I had said, that artists could not be in there
So I think
after
that,
midnight.
yeah, I think you're speaking consistently with one another.
Oh, well, that's a good thing.
We'll get there.
I think, so may I
Sure.
try? So I think what she's suggesting is that your business hours for customer, you know, being open to the public would be 10 to 6 Sunday through Thursday, 10 to 8 Friday and Saturday, but as being open to the public, and then as being open to the public by appointment, but no later than midnight. That would allow your staff to be there working past those hours, but would not allow you to have members of the public or customers there during those hours.
That's fair.
While we think about that, a little process issue here. We should have gotten a second reading of this before and moved into discussion, I guess.
You haven't gotten that far yet. You're still entertaining what's before you. Or Karen?
Amendment.
And then you want to do that?
And then do this
Okay.
during discussion. Okay, so let's do that. Is there someone who would like to move for a second reading? Okay, Councilman Schilderoff moves for a second reading,
Well, I'll second.
seconded by Councilwoman Pagano. Discussion. Okay.
Well, we
Thank
just
you,
did
Karen. Dr. Goodwin. Okay, so now we're where we can state a motion.
Yes.
Okay.
If you'd like to move to amend the substitute bill,
Right.
and if you'd like me to try to state that, I can.
Sure, and then I will refer to our city attorney.
Okay.
Or do you,
We state it, and then Ms. Pagano can clarify whether that is what she wants.
I'm down.
Okay, listening.
Okay, I think the amendment that that Councilmember Pagano would like to propose is that number 1 right now says, of the proposed bill, says hours of operation may vary based on client needs. So instead, it would say hours of operation where clients are present would be limited to 10 to 6 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, 10 to 8 p.m. Friday and Saturday. However, clients can make appointments and be present up until midnight outside these hours.
Instead of however, I would say maybe and.
And
And by appointment, not beyond midnight, not later than midnight. So state the hours and by appointment, but not later than midnight. Is that what you're looking for? No one will be there after midnight except for staff doing editing, not recording, no recording after midnight.
How many staff do you have?
I have, they normally work in pairs. I have 6 producers, and one does the recording, the other does the edits. So they kind of work together as pairs. So one edits the video, one mixes and masters the music, and then they kind of put it all together.
Okay, so how many in the building at one time?
After 12 would just be 2, and possibly myself.
And you? Because you're there all the time,
I'm there all the time,
right?
every day.
I believe I can go with this. I can do this as long as,
So,
That's
Ms.
how
Pagano, Councilwoman Pagano has made a motion
to to amend the substitute bill
Okay.
to
Basically, you're limiting
keep this,
recording.
yes, until midnight by appointment only.
Okay. Is there a
I
second on
don't
that
know if I can limit the people.
amendment? Second? Okay, Shildroff seconds that motion. I think we need to do a roll call on this.
We're not on the third reading.
The reading first.
You're on the motion in the second?
Yes.
If it would, I don't believe it's normally a roll call. If you want to do a roll call, you'd need a vote of the council to do a roll call.
Okay.
Otherwise, just do a.
All right, well, we'll
just
do
a
all
voice
all in
vote.
favor on the amendment.
If there's a question at the end of
Okay.
the number, then you could call for the,
Okay.
call for,
Okay.
you know.
All in favor of the amendment? Any opposed? No. Okay, the amendment is accepted. Okay. Second reading.
Ordinance authorizing a special use permit for Turning Point Music Group LLC to operate a recording studio at 1821 Dunn Road in a B3 extensive business district.
Is there a third?
I think that was third.
That was third. Sorry.
That was second?
Yeah, it was second.
Okay.
Do you want me to move further?
Okay, Councilwoman Pagano moves for a third reading. Seconded by Councilman Shildroth. All in favor? Any opposed?
Ordinance authorizing a special use permit for Turning Point Music Group LLC to operate a recording studio at 1821 Dunn Road in a B3 extensive business district.
Before the final vote is taken, is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on this bill? Okay. All right. Hearing none, clerk, please poll the council for the final vote.
O'Donnell.
Yes.
Pagano.
Yes.
Siam. Yes. Harris.
Yes.
Manganelli. No. Egan.
I'm gonna make you proud, Mr. Egan. I'm gonna make you proud.
I will abstain.
Okay.
Caputa. No. Shildroth.
Yes.
There's 2 noes, 1 abstain. Passes, okay. Bill number 10183 passes and becomes ordinance number 9178. That's it. Thank you, sir. It's passed.
Okay.
With
Thank
the
you,
amendment.
guys. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
appreciate it.
So what does this mean now? To come back here again, or this is
No, this is it. It's passed.
I can
Yep.
let my guys start building?
Correct.
No, yes?
In collaboration with the city, right?
Okay.
Debbie, go back to the building commissioner, Debbie Irvin.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
she can guide you with the next step.
Yes,
All
thank you
right, make
guys, I
sure everything's
appreciate
in order.
it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bill number 10184. Councilman O'Donnell moves for a second reading. Seconded by Councilman Manganelli. Any discussion? Councilman O'Donnell, is your light on for this one? Sorry, I lost track.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Yes.
I don't know if we need to finish that for the second reading. I wanted to suspend the rules to call the petitioner forward.
Okay, the rules have been suspended. The rules, Councilman O'Donnell moves to suspend the rules, seconded by Councilman Egan. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the rules are suspended. Would the petitioner please come forward for the Taste by R&B LLC?
Hello, everyone. Good
Welcome
evening.
back. Thanks. Will you say your name for the record?
I am Tequila Clark at 1155 North Highway 67.
Appreciate that. Councilman O'Donnell.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good evening, Tequila. Welcome.
Hi, how you doing?
I wonder if I could just maybe do a couple of questions. I guess, and what you're proposing is kind of, it seems to me to be unique in that it's a restaurant and a banquet center. And I have to say that I'm just kind of struggling with the banquet center part of it. How did that come about, or why do you need to have it as a banquet center?
Because many times people come in and say, like, if you have a restaurant, like, for instance, let me use Bristol's or 801 Chop House. Typically, when we go out for dinner, and if it's my birthday, I kind of want to have a birthday dinner at Bristol's, and they'll rent the side room for you, and you have plated, just like a catering event for your party in that particular room or area. Also, being with the background of like decorating and things of that, outsourcing and just having parties and paying, and I'm not talking your normal backyard baby shower. We're talking events that cost maybe $3,000 to $5,000 for those events. That's the type of events that I'm trying to do. Typically, people want to rent your space, and not necessarily that I will rent my restaurant for something like that, but we will have a banquet hall that also we will be able to do the food and the liquor as well for that particular banquet or that event.
So what type of events then would you do? If you're not going to do showers and things like that? I thought
No. I'm saying it's not your typical backyard baby shower like I've showed pictures before. We're doing like setups, like high quality kind of setups, not just your typical plastic tablecloth kind of thing. We're doing more of like a extravagant kind of event, like that's a Christmas party.
Right, okay.
That we do and things of that nature. It's kind of like your more elegant events is what we're looking forward to do. A lot of people and companies and corporations, like I'm affiliated, of course I have a home care agency, and we know there's a lot of those throughout St. Louis. A lot of these people, when they want to have their, like when we have what's called an in-service meetings, our offices are too small to have those meetings. So now we have to outsource those meetings and go to like a meeting place to do lunch or in-service or brunch or teaching of the aspects. Because you're talking, if you got 100 clients or more, you're going to have at least 150 employees. Or you may have 50 clients and you had to have a aide per client, depending on how many hours they have, you may have 2. So things like that, like some things just can't be hosted. I wouldn't want to do it on the restaurant side. The restaurant comes about because I have to do 50% of food if I do banquet, right? So we're just going to, and this was something that I had before, we're just moving to the other location, to the bigger location to do the restaurant, and then the other side do private parties, basically.
So I guess I just don't understand, why not just have it as the restaurant and use that space to book those individuals or to reserve for those individuals, and then if they wanted specific decorations, you would upsell from that. If they wanted buffet kind of service, you could do that. So why not do that all as part of the restaurant?
Because I don't think per ordinance you can still have any public event or social events in a restaurant. And I don't think that that's the ordinance for restaurants. I don't think so.
So I don't know if we're talking about two different things or what. So maybe you could elaborate on the kind of events that would be specific to, or you're describing them as events that wouldn't be booked as a restaurant reservation.
Like for instance, if I did a Christmas party or a baby shower, I wouldn't want to do that where I already have booths and planted chairs at. So in a restaurant, typically you have like the booth seating, and then you may have the table and chair seating. I wouldn't want to do a Christmas party with booth seating in the way, because you can't decorate or you can't allow that space to move around or set up catering on one side. Some of these events are more like private, intimate events. I wouldn't want to have my intimate event in an open space where customers, because we can't restrict customers from coming in, say if the restaurant's open from 10 to 8, and you decide that you want to come in and have a party. I can't restrict someone from coming, walking through your party to go to the bar and have a drink. So that's why why we will have it in the private room.
Gotcha. So as I look now, and maybe I could ask the city attorney to correct me if I'm going to state anything wrong here. So when we're talking about a restaurant, there's a 50-50, I think you alluded to it. So 50% of sales has to be food, 50% of sales have to be alcohol.
Does not have to be, at least 50% has to be food. So
At least 50%.
but
That doesn't
alcohol
have to be 50 of alcohol.
something under 50%.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Thanks for clarifying that. And so there's a description of what is a restaurant, but it is a requirement. That's probably the most straightforward requirement is that 50-50 rule. Is it safe to say on the banquet side, the only requirement that we have for a banquet is that there's a full kitchen?
Where food is served, yes.
Where food is served. So technically, and I know you stated that you were going to do everything by contract. I guess I'm worried about you being placed in an awkward position for whoever's going to rent to take advantage of you maybe, in that that simply becomes a place where alcohol is served and where, so basically it seems to me like it would be more of a tavern at that point, that it could be just that. So I want to book my event there, but, or my, whatever it is to be called. I'm going to book that, and I'm going to have the ability then to not have any food, basically, because if I don't order any food, there's no requirement that it has to be just that the kitchen is available.
The intention is that food would also be served.
Okay. But I guess then, so that kind of comes down to how it would compare other businesses that are similar in nature. So in terms of a restaurant, and I know we had the petition is listing hours from 11 a.m. to 1:30 a.m., and I think you might have expressed some willingness that you probably wouldn't be open that late.
No, so the hours are not 11 a.m. to 1:30, so it's 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. for restaurant hours that's open to the public.
Okay.
Renting for banquets it's I think we did anywhere from 11 a.m. Well, by appointment, basically, you will rent it per contract in 4-hour increments up to we'll be there till 1:30, but more than likely the events will end at midnight because we will have to clean up. That's why we're there till 1:30. But no events wouldn't be past midnight.
So I was looking into some other places, banquet places, and I found out that and you know, just because another business is doing it doesn't mean you have to do it. But those businesses don't book a banquet party after 10 p.m. So in other words, they stop serving food and or alcohol at 10 p.m. and nothing after that.
That may be what they do, but that would, if I'm doing a Christmas party and say if they want to have an evening Christmas party and I'm giving 4-hour increments, well, I don't want to tell them, well, your event has to be. And then I think we also talked about, due to respect for some of the other businesses next door to me, I didn't want to clog up the parking lot with having events during the time that they were open. So that's why I pushed back on the time some and said that we'll be out of there. So if I'm having large events, I would preferably want to do those between 8 and midnight when I know all the other businesses around me are closed or they're done for that day. Things that we're considering doing during the day is like I stated, classroom teaching, in-services, corporate parties, different teaching, things like that. Our larger events we will try to do towards the evening when most of the other businesses are gone already, to be fair for parking spaces.
So in the packages, and do you have packages that you can describe or that you're going to offer for the catering?
Yes, for instance, if you want to have a birthday party, say this was your birthday event. When you come in and you're doing a package, we'll talk about the timing, how many hours you want. Food has to be included. The food package is going to be included. You could decide if you want the floating bar. So then now we'll have a floating bar on that side where a bartender stays in the room with your party during the duration of your party. You can decide that. You decide on your decorations. What do you want? Tablecloths, how many tables and chairs? how large is the party, just like you would book any other event. It's exactly the same.
So you're going to have like a satellite bar that you're going to serve out of in that location? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, so the bar is already going to be affixed and attached to one area
Right,
on the
that's
floor
a
plan.
permanent structure.
Exactly, so you can't move that. So if I'm having a party, an adult party, of course, where we're serving liquor to people 21 and over, we would have like a little cart or like a floating bar where the staff member will be there and serving to those people.
Would anybody there have their own check?
Say it again.
Would anybody there have their own check, or would they be paying at point of sale?
Have their own, what do you mean, like a?
So,
No.
I'm a person that came there, and, you know, maybe I'm going to...
You're attending someone's party.
I've been invited. But if someone orders or someone wanted to pay for their drinks, are they going to pay for their drinks in that location, in the banquet area?
It's a possibility they could. If the person wants a cash bar, then that means that we'll have to charge their party for those drinks at the time they walk up, show their ID, get served the drink, and then that's that. That's called a cash bar. If they want a cash bar, yes, but if they want to include it into their banquet price, we can do that as well.
So I've been to a lot of banquets, and I don't remember any place that I've gone where there was payment for food or drink. But you know, you're saying that this might be different. I guess I'm just really struggling then with the hours for that length of time to where those events seem like they could be earlier in the evening, especially with regard to like a dinner, kind of having food, dinner way before midnight. And so I'm just kind of struggling in that regard. So
it's not necessarily the dinner before midnight, because it's just like if you went to a wedding, or let me see, maybe we went to a awardee program for the Urban League at the Renaissance Hotel, per se. It was an evening event because most of us work during the day. We have businesses, we work during the day. So that's just like if anyone has a business, they work during the day. You want to have a party, I want it from 8 to midnight. All of my workers are now off work, and now they can attend the Christmas party that I'm having. It's not necessarily we have to serve food late at night. It's like any other event. We'll come around as caterers. Of course, everybody eat before then. It's the mingling or partying or whatever you do, and then we're cleaning up, and then we're getting out of there. I think that's where we're not necessarily saying that we're going to have people in there eating dinner all night long. No, it's just like any other party that you have. If you have it at your home, you'll have a party, you'll have your designated staff there serving food or drinks or whatever it is, and you guys are just mingling or conversating or whatever you do at a party. That's what will be taking place.
I think I see some other lights. That's all the questions I have for at least for now.
Councilman Manganelli.
Thank you, Mr. President. Welcome, ma'am. I still have some questions on the banquet side and then on the restaurant side. We'll keep with the banquet since that's where we're at. You made the statement of the event's more than likely going, till midnight, till 12 a.m. Say if I want to come in at 9, are you going to let it go to 1?
No.
Okay. You have an event that goes till midnight. When is last call?
Last call is probably going to be about 11:15, because we got to cut it off, and our goal is to get everybody out of there by midnight ourselves, because I'm quite sure my staff doesn't want to be there till 2 and 3 in the morning trying to clean up and prepare for the next day for a party.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I've been to many receptions, many events. They've all ended at 10. And I don't see the problem with, if the people want to stay, there's places that are open later, they could move down the road. I worry about a big disruption to the neighborhood, because if somebody's been out till midnight or even till 10, they're going to leave and they're going to be noisy in the parking lot.
During the time of my events, I think I stated before that we will have security, and that's just the way of the world. So I don't foresee that as a problem, because our security job is to make sure everybody gets in their car, no hanging out in the front of the building, on the parking lot, and things of that nature. And I'm not planning on having any type of events that will suit those kind of people. I think based on the decorations that we're doing, if you want to pay $5,000 for a party and get it shut down because your friends or family members don't know how to behave, then hey, you just lost $5,000. So I think the type of crowd or the people that I'm looking for are not those type of people that don't know how to follow directions or rules, or, you know, just outright kind of partying. I don't want that kind of thing going on.
Would that then negate the need for security to be there if they follow the rules and every you know?
For me, I like safety. My rule of thumb is it's better to have and then not to have and need it. So that's just me. I mean, that's just my rule of thumb. I've been to plenty of events. It's not that something's going to be going on, but I just like order, if that makes sense. If we're ending at 12, I just want everybody to know that we're ending at 12 and it's time to go. Yeah.
Okay.
Without someone saying like me or one of the workers have, it seems like when people see uniform and authority, they seem to conform better. That's just my thought.
Okay. Okay, like I said, the restaurant side. I looked at our iPad's busted or whatever. I still look at the drawings and it shows banquet on both sides. What side is the restaurant going to be?
So this is the restaurant side here, but the reason that it says banquet, say for instance, if we're closed over here, and say for instance, we want to have a small event over here where the bar is already placed. We don't necessarily have to push them to this room if it's an event that we can do over here and they don't want the decorations and all of that. They just want the table, chairs, and all of that. I think that's why we put like basically saying that we can do banquet on either side.
Okay, what happens to the people that want to come and dine in the restaurant?
We won't have a banquet when it's open to the public. It'll only be when it's closed to the public.
But the restaurant's open 11 to 10?
We say 11 to 10, but we're not too for sure if that's going to be our hours. Even on Saturdays and Sundays, that's another thing I wanted to ask about. I want to open earlier on Saturdays and Sundays for breakfast and close earlier, maybe like 7.
Okay. What are your menu items going to be for the restaurant?
Southern cuisine, something like your lamb chops, grits, eggs, waffles,
Yeah, I was going to say, do you have a menu?
Pasta.
Do you have a menu developed yet?
I don't have a menu developed, but I can give you pictures of like some of the stuff that we kind of will be creating and the type of like cocktails and stuff that we'll be serving. I have the pictures for some of the food items. Like for instance, that's like a steak and shrimp with, you get it right. You can see it kind of, sort of, if that makes sense. Like a surf and turf right there, kind of like the steak, the shrimp, the potatoes, and the asparagus, things like that. We're looking for more of our signature cocktails and stuff of that nature. Like some kind of more on a 5-star kind of level. We're not looking for, that's your lobster tails. And then we have like pasta and stuff like that.
Okay, all right, that's good. All right, that's all I have. Thank you, Mr. President.
Councilman Egan?
I'm going to be really quick. Will you offer packages without food?
Say it again.
Will you offer packages without food?
Probably not, because we have to have the 50% of food, so it won't be, yeah.
If I have an event and I want to book a Christmas party, but I don't want to do any booze, can the people go and buy booze?
No, you can't bring any liquor inside of my establishment. It has to be in-house.
I think you missed what I said. I throw a party for my friends for Christmas, but I said, hey, I'm not paying for anyone's booze. Can they go over to the bar site and buy their own booze?
Yeah, that's fine. It's called cash bar. That's a cash bar. It's like at a wedding. If they have a cash bar, you have to
So then they don't
purchase it.
necessarily, you will always offer the cash bar regardless of whether there's alcohol package or not.
If it's an alcohol package, there's no need for the cash bar. But if it's not, yes, they can have the cash bar.
I don't get any further.
And that's because, like, if I throw a party, I may not want, I don't drink, for instance. I don't drink alcohol. So if I'm throwing a party, I'm not paying for alcohol for the entire party because I don't drink. So I want if you drink, you buy your alcohol. That's kind of like how it goes.
Okay, thanks. Any other comments or questions before we, okay. Councilman O'Donnell.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would, Tequila, I'm sorry, I'm just really uncomfortable with that midnight. I have a sense of just things not, let me say that there have been other businesses that had similar types of entities. So we've got music, we've got alcohol, we've got dancing, we've got all this. And let me just say right now, I'd be in favor of any of those, and I would have fun doing all of those things. But I think we've kind of discussed, and we actually passed an ordinance relative to taverns that sometimes with that kind of a mix, it can evolve into something different. And that's kind of what I'm concerned by here, especially when I'm hearing about cash bars and people can buy drinks at one place. Are both places on either side?
No. I'll let you finish. But no, if you're having a party, we literally are stationed in the room where you are. It's no need for you to go outside over to the bar because we'll be stationed in that particular room with the person.
So they could buy drinks right there?
Exactly.
Okay. So that's part that's uncomfortable to me because in a banquet sense, I think where you're worried about people behaving and things like that, I think when part of the package is that's included and someone has paid for food and drink, between these hours, so many hours that they book it, when it's earlier in the evening, it seems like it's a better outcome. And I'm just one person, so I'd love for you to be successful. And I as far as the restaurant goes, if we were doing a restaurant and you were going to have this as a room that you would have special decorations and things for people that came in that reserved that room, I think all that would be great, but designated as the banquet center and going until midnight is just uncomfortable for me. So I don't know if we could amend to put something different, or is that pretty much you feel like that's the only part of your business that you could do is midnight?
Yes, because I'm running a restaurant during the day, and then if someone wants to book a party, we want to make sure that that's successful and the restaurant constituents are gone. And again, the parking for the other people that are in that plaza. I don't want to be the bad guy and consume all the parking during the daytime where people can't run their business successfully. Mm-hmm. I have a business on the back end of that business, so I'm quite sure how things run on that parking lot. Nothing really goes on. I think the pool hall stays open to midnight some nights and things of that nature. We never really have anything big going on over there on that particular side. Besides, sometimes people are, like, of course, my business, writing on it and things of that nature if nobody's out there. But other than that, we don't really have much going on. I don't think it will be an issue at all.
So your request would be to have the option till midnight, no matter what, then?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Mr. President. That's all I have.
Okay, I don't see any more lights on. Thank you for answering our
Oh,
questions.
no problem. I'm coming down with, I'm not something, but just, I don't know, the weather changing on us, and it'll be 70 degrees tomorrow and 50 degrees, 30 degrees today.
We can let you sit down. No, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Okay, so we have a motion and a second for a second reading. All in favor? Any opposed?
Ordinance authorizing a special use permit to Taste by R&B LLC for the operation of a banquet center and restaurant at 1127, 1133 North Highway 67 in the B3 Extensive Business District.
Is there a motion for a third reading? I will move for a third reading. Seconded by Councilman Egan. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
Ordinance authorizing the special use permit to Taste by R&B LLC for the operation of a banquet center and restaurant at 1127, 1133 North Highway 67 in the B3 Extensive Business District.
Before the final vote is taken, is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on this bill? Hearing none, clerk, please poll the council for the final vote.
O'Donnell.
I'm so sorry, I just have to say no.
Pagano. Siam.
Yes.
Harris.
Yes.
Manganelli.
No.
Egan.
Yes.
Caputa.
No.
Shildroth.
We have a tie.
Which means it fails.
In this case, the motion has failed. Very sorry. Okay, the next item is new business. Are there any council appointments? Okay, are there any mayor appointments? Okay, there's no appointments this evening. Bills for first reading. Bill number 10187.
Ordinance authorizing the mayor into an agreement with St. Louis County, Missouri to provide an officer assigned to the St. Louis County Crisis Intervention Team as a requirement of the 2024 State Crisis Intervention Grant Program.
Councilman Shildroth moved for a second reading, seconded by Egan. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
Ordinance authorizing the mayor into an agreement with St. Louis County, Missouri to provide an officer assigned to the St. Louis County Crisis Intervention Team as a requirement of the 2024 State Crisis Intervention Grant Program.
Councilman Caputa moves for a third reading. Seconded by Councilman Manganelli. Roll call vote, please.
O'Donnell. Yes. Pagano. Yes. Siam. Yes. Harris.
Yes.
Manganelli.
Yes.
Egan. Yes. Caputa. Yes. Shildroth.
Yes.
Before the final vote is taken, is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak on this bill? Hearing none, clerk, please poll the council for the final vote.
O'Donnell.
Yes.
Pagano. Yes. Siam. Yes. Harris.
Yes.
Manganelli.
Yes.
Egan.
Yes.
Caputa. Yes. Shildroth.
Yes.
Bill number 10187 passes and becomes ordinance number 9179. Bill number 10188.
Ordinance to authorize a special use permit for a restaurant with a drive-through and repainting brick at 2825 North Highway 67 in a B3 Extensive Business District.
Bill number 10189.
Ordinance of the City of Florissant, Missouri, granting a franchise to operate a natural gas distribution system within the city to Spire, Missouri Incorporated.
Bill number 10190.
Ordinance establishing the 2026 Capital Projects Fund and committing excess general fund reserves for projects assigned to the fund.
The next item on the agenda is council announcements. Councilman Egan?
Thank you very much. I'll be quick. March 15th, 2026, St. Patrick's Day Committee will host a huge event in the city of Florissant. We'll start with a Leprechaun Dash and 5K run at 9 o'clock, leaving from the Knights of Columbus Duchesne Council grounds. We will have a parade that goes down St. Francis Street, leaving from Banker Park at noon. And we, from 1 o'clock till 6 o'clock, will have a huge festival, real kid-friendly at the Knights of Columbus Duchesne Council grounds, number 50 St. Francois. Thank you.
Councilman Caputa.
Thank you, Mr. President. Yes, we're coming up on a season where there'll be a lot of construction work coming up, especially on the road. So make sure you're conscious of that and be aware of all the construction on the road and be cautious of the workers. Make sure to let them do their job, so in the long run, I know it's a pain, it's an inconvenience for us, but in the long run, it will be a lot better and our streets will be in better shape. Thank you.
Are there any other council announcements this evening? I see none. Mayor Lowry.
Just two quick.
Oops, sorry. There you are.
Just two quick announcements. First, we're going to have a community meeting in conjunction with Ameren for the St. Jacques easement purchase information. We'll be here at the council chambers on March the 4th at 6 p.m. And then we'll have a party on the ice for 3rd to 5th graders at the Egan Ice Rink on Saturday, March 7th from 6:30 to 8:30. That's all I have tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. The next regular meeting for the City Council will be on Monday, March 9th, 2026. Councilman Caputa moves to adjourn the regular meeting, seconded by Councilman Childrath. All in favor? Any opposed? The meeting is adjourned.
Thanks.
No, she didn't. We're still here till it's 9 o'clock.